War tears. Tastes so good. Oh, welcome. I didn't see you click in. Well, welcome back to the junk room, everybody. It's me, the Junkman, coming back at you. Hold on, I gotta scratch my nose. Okay, sorry about that. What are we going to talk about today? Well, there's something I've always heard, and I've been guilty of complaining about it myself. Is toys, or in this case, Star Wars toys, are too damn expensive. That today you can't really buy Star Wars toys because they're about this big and they're $13, $14. So I thought I would ask the question for you guys: are Star Wars toys too expensive nowadays to collect? And the question here is the word too expensive. Kind of implying that at one time they were not expensive. That back in the old days you could buy Star Wars figures for $1, $2, $3, something like that. And it got me thinking. Compared to the prices then and the prices now, have the figure prices gone up so high that it's just too hard to buy them all? Or are we just a lot tighter with our money now than when we were in the 80s when we had an allowance? So I started digging around some prices, and I used a website, usinflationcalculator.com, to kind of get a look at what things cost back then versus how much they would cost today at the same price. And I broke these down in some sections, so let's take a look. First up, I'm going to use two ads. This ad right here for the prices, and this ad over here. The first one is from 1983, or right around that time, and the other one's 1978, or right around that time frame. Don't think within a year or two the prices changed that much. Now, I wanted to show these ads because I did a whole video about what stuff cost back then and just listed off prices, and I got a lot of comments. Well, when I went to Zayre's, I paid a lot more than that. Oh, when I went to Kmart, I paid less than that. Prices are not universal, people. Anyway, I'm using these as a reference, guys, to the prices at the time. Now I'm going to round these numbers off because I don't like having change in my pocket that's going jing-a-ling-a-ling, and I really don't like to hear something about free milking a cow. So I'm going to round these numbers off. So figures around 1983 were a little less than $3 each. $3. So let's say figures cost $3. Good average number. If you take $3 in 1983 cash, what is that in 2020 cash? Well, again, according to the website usinflationcalculator.com, don't yell at me about these numbers, yell at them. That $3 today is equal to about $12. So, in a way, if you were paying $3 for an action figure back in 1983, you were paying about what's the same as $12 today. So I went over to Walmart.com. So I figured that was the best place to get current prices for new figures. And I looked at the ones only being sold at Walmart, not a secondhand retailer trying to bump up some of the cash. And when it came to figures, what do y'all look up? You got Black Series, that's going to run you a little bit more. You got the Vintage Collection, you got the normal figures, you got the retro figures. But for this video, I looked at the Vintage Collection figures because that seems to be the mainstream that Hasbro's pushing right now. And it's not a niche line like the retro figures. Now we're going to look at the smaller Black Series figures, but they are a little bit more detailed, so they're probably going to cost a little bit more. So I figured the Vintage Collection was a good way to go. So what does a figure from the Vintage Action Figure Collection cost at Walmart? The average price I could come up with was $13. Again, this doesn't mean that's what it's going to cost at every Walmart you go into. So get away, keyboard warriors. Get out of my comment section. Yeah, I know you're going to say, well, at my Walmart, they're $17. Or Captain Foley up there in Canadian land is going to tell me he pays $27 a figure. Man, you Canadians pay a lot of money for stuff up there. But we're talking about average price, $13. So an average figure at Walmart today will run you about $13. In 1983, sure, it cost you about $3, but inflation, it would cost you about $12. So we're talking about a figure that has more accessories. Probably is more articulated. Probably has knee joints or leg joints. I'm not sure the Vintage Collection does. Maybe not. It definitely has a better look to them, where they look more like the actor than the Star Wars old vintage figures. So you're paying $1 more and you're getting a lot more for your money. So when you say $13 is way too much for an action figure, well, I do agree with you. It's hard for me sometimes to lay down $13 for an action figure. But when you compare it to the price of what we were paying in 1983 for an action figure, it's about the same thing. I mean, it's like kids today. You probably give them $20 a week or $30 a week as an allowance, if people even do allowances anymore. But back then in the days when we were growing up, you might have got $2 to $5 a week allowance. And if you were somebody like Beaver Cleaver, you were excited when you got a nickel. Now let's look at the accessories. Ships. First, in this ad right here, some reason it says that the X-Wing fighter and the Ewok village is the same price for around $20. I find that hard to believe. This ad I think is wrong because that X-Wing, from what I remember, was around $8 or $9 like the Vader TIE Fighter. But the $20 for the village Ewok does seem about right. But let's get back to the ships. This was a hard one to compare with because Hasbro doesn't do a lot of ships. So I went back to that 1978 ad, this one right here, pulled up the Vader TIE Fighter that sold for around $9. Again, around $9. Don't tell me in the comments that Giganti paid $6 for it at Woolworths. So around $9 you get a Vader TIE Fighter. That $9 in 1978 is now about $35. So I went to Walmart.com and checked out some TIE Fighters on it. And I found two different ones. One that ran for $53 and another one that ran for $40. So that TIE Fighter in 1978 that cost you $9, which really cost you in today's money about $35, sells on Walmart for about $40 or $50, depending on which one you get. And again, this isn't a big jump. I mean, when you think about it, $35 for the one that was released by Kenner, that really doesn't do much, that makes that little buzzing sound. And the ones today that cost $5, $10 more, usually shoot a missile, probably even comes with an action figure, something unheard of back then. I mean, can you imagine buying something that came with an action figure back then? It was few and far between. It was like getting two toys in one. It was amazing. So, again, we're not talking any outrageous different prices here. And the last one we're going to look at is play sets. Now, again, this is a really hard one to compare prices today because Hasbro just doesn't do play sets anymore. I don't think any toy company nowadays does play sets. I mean, they might do one or two a year, but not like it was when we were growing up. As I said before, the Village Ewok playset ran for around $20. Again, around $20. And that $20 in 1983 would be about $52 today. Again, I'm rounding off here. I don't like changing my pocket. Also, in 1978, the Kenner Star Wars Death Star, which is a great playset, is right over there. It ran you $20 back in 1978. And the $1978 compared to 2020 is $80. Now, again, it was hard for me to find a playset to compare this to, but I found a playset from the Solo movie, which to me is kind of lame. I mean, if I saw it on clearance for $5, I might pick it up, but compared to that Death Star playset, or even that Ewok Village, it doesn't compare at all. But it's the only thing I compare prices to. So the Solo playset, not on clearance, would run you about $40. And playsets in 1978, like that one over there, would run you in today's money about $80. So you're getting about $20 off. And even if you look at the Ewok Village playset, that's still more than the playset for the Solo toy. Now again, this is hard to compare because that Solo playset is nowhere near as nice as that Death Star playset or the Village playset. It doesn't come with as many accessories. It's not even near the same size. So this one is a little hard to compare. But again, that Solo playset run about $40. Where these two would have cost you about $10 to $20 more in today's money. So we're back to the question. Are Star Wars toys too damn expensive now? Well, I think looking back how much stuff cost then and what they would cost in today's dollars, plus you take in some other things like more details, more articulations, better weapons, I can't really say that Star Wars toys are really that much more expensive. Sure, you got your collector's line, like maybe Black Series, that's about $20 a figure, that we really have nothing to compare that with. And believe me, I complain also that $20 for an action figure is a lot of money. It's hard for me to get the old Black Series line. That's why I only pick ones I like, because I'm not laying down $20 a piece for 5 or 6 figures, especially ones I don't really care about. Except that Haldo. I gotta get that Haldo. I would pay about $1,138 for a Haldo Black Series figure. But anyway, are figures more expensive today? No. It's just, I guess now we're paying more with our own money. I mean, back in the 90s, I didn't have a problem laying down this kind of money because I didn't have as many bills back in 1994 as I do today. My money wasn't tied up going other places. Private school. Thank you. Sorry about that. So I'm asking you guys, what do you think? Are they too expensive today? Or honestly, if you think about it, are they really on par to what toys cost almost 40 years ago or 35 years ago? And again, if you say they cost too much, believe me, I have done that before. I have complained about these figures and stuff costing too much. So let me know in the comments what you think about current prices. And until the next video, please subscribe to my channel. Thumb up this one so I know you like my content. And until the next video, we'll talk again.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.